awesome. I felt like we gained so many new tools to go back home and make some major progress with, and we gained new allies, and we also just had a great feel, and I feel like we're really making some steps forward when it's coming towards CPP and CPP training.
Yeah, it was great to, I've heard of CPP and some of the carbon trading, looking at like the national scene in California and stuff like that, but it's like understand kind of like how it would affect us in Newark and New Jersey, and seeing how we can kind of work together and understanding those false solutions, and looking at the steps that we have to take to kind of like organize and work for a better solution was definitely very beneficial. So.
Yeah, I think it's really inspirational, and it's always a good reminder, no matter how many things like this you go to, that even though we all live in different places and the specific challenges that we're facing, the specific kinds of extraction or the sources of the air pollution and things like that are different, but the overarching themes and the false solutions and the straw men that they try to put out there to distract us from the real issues and the real work, they're all the same, and the solutions are all really the same, and they're all come from the communities. I think that's really, it's always a good reminder, and it's always really inspiring to relearn that and to just hear from other people about their ideas and how everything is interconnected. And just, I learned the most just from the random back and forth discussion where people piggyback on what each other were saying, just as much as anything on any of the slides, you know.
Yeah, I think for me the training was really important in taking something like CPP that I saw something kind of really abstract and breaking it down into parts so that we were able to actually connect how the decision making would actually affect our communities and our own communities. And that's extremely important when you talk about trying to get communities engaged in promoting environmental justice in their communities, because if you can't feel it, if it doesn't seem tangible to you, you're going to pretty much kind of step back and let somebody else do it. But once you can break that concept down into its parts, then it seems more tangible. It seems like something that you can try to engage in to make your quality of life for the people in your community better.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. For me, as an indigenous leader in this region, I'm encouraged to see that there are people that have finally stepped up to the plate and managed this information and mastered this information, and then are willing to come to our communities and share that information with us. This is such a complicated issue, and I think it's that way by design. So with our communities that have difficulty at times processing intense technical information, to have these tools brought to us that will enable us and encourage us to go back to our communities and educate further, because this is an education campaign for the people in my community, I know. So what I take away from this today is a sense of empowerment that will allow us to move forward and possibly mitigate some of the damage that has been done to our communities, our environment, and maybe come out on the other end with a positive perspective.
Yeah, definitely. CPP training, I do feel like we can take it back. Like I said, we came here together from different states, and we left with something that we could take back home, because that's what it's about. A lot of people get these ideas and hold on to them. Mm-hmm. Like how we were saying, a lot of people in the community don't really understand certain terms as far as the environmental justice is concerned. That's why we said we're going to start with the environmental justice training, then step them up to the CPP. Mm-hmm. That way they're all on board. Yeah, but it was really awesome meeting all you guys.